Someone once told me that for you to know that you've made an impact in the world is when you are known far and wide with only one name: Mandela, Obama. You don't have to mention the two names. We know who you're talking about. And then comes Wachiuri, and that's Wachiuri. Now, if you don't know who this is, go and search that name on YouTube or Google, and then you know this person who's made a big impact in Kenya. That's where he's coming from, and all over the world. This is Book Talk, and I'm your host, Anthony Moirore. At Book Talk, we have authors come and tell us about the books they've written. And our guest today, Wachiuri, has written books. And I'm not going to talk about them because he's here and he's going to talk about them himself. Let me remind you, as we proceed, please share these with all your friends. Yeah, if you have a comment, make it. We love a feedback. If you have a question, ask. We'll try our level best to answer it. And now, without taking one more minute, I'm going to ask you to join me as we go together to meet our guest today, Wachiuri. His full name is George Wachiuri. Here we go. Hello, sir.
Hello. This is Wachiuri.
How are you? Yes, this is the Wachiuri, the one and only
Yes,
Wachiuri. There's no other Wachiuri we know.
thank you.
Yes, welcome to Book Talk.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I am very humbled.
Yes, it's such a big honor to have you on this show today.
Thank you, Anthony. We value you at Optiven.
Yeah, thank you very much. And for those people who may not be familiar with who is Wachiuri, maybe you can make a short intro of yourself. Who is George Wachiuri?
Well, thank you. My name is George Wachiuri. I work with a company called Optiven, a company that I founded 23 years ago. I'm also an author. I've authored 3 books. And I'm also a philanthropist. I love supporting the less fortunate. We are running the biggest foundation in Kenya, Optiven Foundation. And I love people. I'm also a mentor. Before this show, I had about 100 people that I do mentorship under George Wachiuri School of Mentorship. My vision is to create 30,000 jobs by the year 2030. Currently, we have about 500 employees. We call them partners. Because we don't have employees, we have partners at Optiven Group, and I'm very excited to be here with you, Anthony, and all those who are viewing this program.
Yes, I'm also excited, and already we have so many viewers who are also excited to hear what it is that we are going to share here today at Book Talk. Now, you mentioned you're the CEO of Optiven, and it's based in Kenya, but I've seen it all over the world. But there are some people who don't know what Optiven means or what it does. Maybe give us a deeper insight into it.
Well, thank you, Anthony, and all our viewers across the group. Optiven means optimizing ventures. We believe that at Optiven, we are optimistic. We believe that we are purposeful, we are talented, we are notable, and we are victorious. We say that Optiven means optimizing ventures, that the people that we associate with, they must also prosper. The people working for Optiven, they must also prosper. And Optiven is about transformation. We have a huge vision. We say that our vision is to be the champions of social economic transformation. So two words, socio-economic. Whatever that we do, we ask ourselves, are we affecting communities economically by doing things that benefit community, or are we doing social aspect? And that's why the foundation comes in. And Optiven, we'll be there for a number of years, 23 years. We'll be celebrating our 24 years this August, and we really thank God that the organization have grown. We are now a big organization. We have our dominance in Kenya. We are based in Absa Plaza. We are also in Karen. We have a global office in Karen. We have operations in Uganda, operations in Congo, DR Congo, and we just opened our office in New York in the US of A. So the organization have a big vision and a big goals. We say by the year 2041, we must be in 20 African countries. We also say by the year 2030, we must provide opportunities for 30,000 employees. So our job is not to sell properties. Our job is to create jobs. But basically, we create these opportunities through sale of properties. Today, Optiven is #1 real estate in Kenya today, and we are able to provide solutions. We say that we are here to settle Kenyan people, and we have a huge presence in the diaspora. Every country you go, Optiven is known because you have enabled many diaspora people to have their own homes, to have their commercial properties, residential properties, and we are very excited that Optiven is not a company now. It is literally a movement that is changing lives.
Wow, 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 wow. And I know there's so much that we can share about Optiven. But let's now go into books, because this is book talk and we love books. Before we even go to your first book, can we know when it is that you started writing? What's your most memorable piece of writing that you can remember in your life?
I think when we were young, we were doing the composition, in high school.
Yeah.
And I did a very nice article about my mother. My mother is late. I'm a single mother. I'm a single parent. So my father died when I was 7 years. So we were brought up by our mother. So I did an essay about my mother, and it was read to the entire class. I think I was in class 5, and it was very exciting for me.
Mm-hmm. And then now comes to a point where you get published on a book. What inspired you to write now a book and get it published?
One of the things that I loved about writing my first book is called Soaring Like an Eagle. It's my story, and I'm an entrepreneur who have got a story of challenges. Trying 15 businesses that collapsed, that failed. You try this business, doesn't work out. You try this business, you are auctioned by the financial institutions. You try this one, is not working. And I said, hey, there are so many entrepreneurs right there, people who want to start their own businesses, but they are having challenges, but just because of failing once. And I said, me as George Wachiuri, an entrepreneur, I'll write a book and and stipulate and narrate how I failed 15 times. So my first book is the businesses that I have done. Some of them left me depressed, some of them left me stressed, others left me, completely out of cash. What people say, broke, not for 1 month, not 1 year, not, for a long time. So I authored a book to inspire people, to encourage entrepreneurs that challenges will come. But when the challenges come, don't quit. Go back there and try again, and keep trying and keep trying. George Wachiuri speaking to you here, tried 15 businesses that failed. Optiven is the 16th one. And I wrote my memoir and also my story, how I was brought up. I remember when I was the age 13, I was going to people's land to till people's land. And in the evening, you go to fetch the water 10 kilometers away from our home. So brought up with a lot of challenges, with a lot of, difficulties. So the story is in my first book, to encourage young people out there that you may be brought up from a very poor background, and God can make you shine the way George Wachiuri is today. So I want to present myself, and I do present myself in the book as an example that there is God in heaven who can support the people who are not able today, and they can be the people that are able tomorrow. So that's all the story about the book, about my story. And the people who read my first book, they get inspired, others cry. You see the power of a mother, because my late mother played a very big role in my upbringing. And it's a book that is available on Amazon. People read it and say, hey, if George Wachiuri did it, I can also do it. It inspires people across the globe.
Wow, it's quite inspiring. Now, when we hear of the phrase soaring like an eagle, we could have expected you to tell us of how you've been eating and dining with all the CEOs, all the big people around there, and then you forget about the person who's here down below. And when you bring your story of how you started and the challenges that you went through, there's nothing as quite as inspiring as someone who's been there, done that, experience, and then bringing back that knowledge to people who could benefit, could be inspired by that and live on to achieve their dreams. Talking of failing 15 times, what kept you going?
I think, when you have challenges, and things are not working out, and you have lost all the friends, because I lost all the friends. I had no money at all, not 1 month, a whole year, no business, no office. You look for a job you are not getting. And that's the time that depression creeps in, the stress creeps in. And I remember that I lost all my friends. I had only 2 friends, my own pastor, David Katutu, and my wife, Mary. And God himself, God was my friend number 1. And what kept me going is trusting in God. When things were so tough, I could go down to my knees and pray and tell God, please, God, restate me again. And if you do, number 1, I'll serve you. Number 2, I'll never be proud. Number 3, I'll be supporting the less fortunate in our communities. And that's how the Optiven Foundation was born. It was born when things were tough, because I made a promise. I also made a promise that if God restate me, I'll be able to serve the communities. And that's why on my mentorship, I don't charge a coin. All the money from my books, all the money goes to the foundation. George Wachiuri does not eat a single coin from this book. The money goes to provide scholarship for over 600 students across 47 counties in Kenya. The money goes towards buying wheelchairs to people with cerebral palsy across 47 counties. The money goes towards the older generation. We call it restoring the dignity of senior citizens, because this is a promise I made when I was in the trenches, a promise I made when things were not good, the promise I made when I was in the valley. So it reminds me that we are custodians of God's resources, and that custodianship is actually in my book. I have told people who make it in life that the resources that we have, they are not our resources. These resources are for the owner, and the owner is God himself. And God is not short of people. If you misbehave, God can pick what you have, my listener, and can give those resources to somebody else who can take care of those resources. And that's the lesson on this particular book. And the people read it, they change their mindset, they start doing philanthropy, they start going to the communities, support the communities, because it is practical lessons that happened to George Wachiuri.
Wow, wow, wow. What an inspiration. Now, to all of you who are listening out there, and you may have faced challenges, or maybe you face a challenge tomorrow, because you never know, and this life is full of them, then the message coming from George Wachiuri is put God first. He's your everything. And remember him when you're down there in the valley, that he can be able to take you to the mountaintop. Now, I see you have a bunch of books. How many up to date have you written?
I have written the first book. That's my story.
Yes.
And this is the book that I use it for mentorship with very interesting photos. That was me when I was a few years. Even getting shots to wear was a problem. Wow. That's my first book. And this is the best-selling book. I have sold a lot of copies, and we have put a lot of money in the foundation by selling this book. In Kenya, shillings is 1,000. In US or Amazon is $15. It is available on Amazon, and you can be able to purchase it. The second book is the one I use for mentorship. It's called How to Start Small and Build an Empire. How to Start Small and Build an Empire. You know, humble beginnings of Optiven. You know, Optiven was in a very small office somewhere in Duruma Road. Duruma Road is the lower side of the city of Nairobi. You know, we kept coming, Nyakeo House, Gilfield, and now we are in other offices. How to start small, and telling people that when you have an idea, don't allow that idea to die. That idea, you can start it small, you start it now, but think big. You know, start now, start small, and think big. That idea, it's like a mustard seed. Very soon it's going to be huge, it's going to be massive. When you see a mustard seed, you may even step on it. That idea that you have, you can step on it. But very soon, that idea is going to be a game changer. And that is what the book is all about, how we can encourage our people to start small and keep growing, trusting in God, treating people well, believing in abundance mentality, that you don't need to compete with anyone, compete with yourself. Once you compete with yourself, I can tell you the expansion is guaranteed. So the book is all about that, on how to be able to put structures in an organization, how to treat people well, because I know that people are the most important resource, even more important than the money. And once you treat your people well, definitely they'll be able to work for you and the money will follow you. The book is all about that, how to start small and build yourself an empire. And people who have read this book, their business are changing. You know, every entrepreneur in Africa must read this book, because the examples we use, not examples from other continents, they are examples from Optiven. And they say success can be copied. If you copy how George Wachiuri does things, definitely you'll be more successful than George Wachiuri. That book is a must read for every entrepreneur across the globe. Once again, it's $15 and also available in Kenya at 1,500. When I wrote it, someone told me, George, you are crazy. How can you give your secrets of success? And then I told the person, I want to make 1 million millionaires. I want people to read this book, register their own companies, do their own business. They succeed even more than George Wachiuri. And that's, I'm a believer that when you make people better, God himself will make you better. I am one of the CEOs that even mentor people in real estate, and I have no ill feelings. I love it. I'm a believer of abundance mentality. I don't like the scarcity mentality. And people with the scarcity mentality, they think the resources are not enough for everyone. Yet, God created 7 billion people with enough resources. There is enough for everyone, Anthony. So whatever people are listening to me, never limit yourself. Do your thing so well that you are able to conquer the world. It is possible and doable. It all starts with our mind. If our mind are open, our mind are able to create stuff that nobody else have seen it. And that's the thing that we do at Optiven. We entered into a forum in an industry with about 16,000 other real estate. Yet today we are number one. Why? Abundance mentality, creating relationship, empowering people, treating our people well. Our organization is the best organization to work for. You know, can you imagine? We were voted the best employer in East Africa. Why? The story is here. How can you make your organization the best? How can you make yourself the best? It is possible and doable. And this book will transform your mind.
I'm lost of words. Now, talking of the unlimited abundance that God has gifted us with, I've read a book known as The Science of Getting Rich. And it talks of exactly what you've put forward. And I'm sending this thought to someone who's watching there. Now imagine this, and this is something that I read from that book. Imagine this, because sometimes some of the slightest, smallest things that we can think, we don't see. Someone I said that common sense is not so common. Interesting. The Science of Getting Rich says that The greatest gold mine in the world has never been mined up to today. It's waiting for you to go and discover it. So have an abundance mentality. And please go get that book by George Wachiuri, is Unleash Your Full Potential, How to Start Small and Build an Empire. Don't wait for that day that you're going to start with the big things, with billions of dollars or whatever shillings or whatever currency that you use. Start where you are, think big, and work at it. And that is after reading George's book. Now, then the third book. Talk to us about the third book.
Well, the third one is called After the Plunge. You know, businesses have got many devils. And
We thought at first when you told us the challenges that you had at first, that was all. Now you're soaring up there. And now you talk to us about the plunge. Okay, talk about the
they
devils.
say the higher you go, the more challenges you encounter, and it's been more challenges up there. And this book is a story that happened about 4 years ago. You know, in business expansion is you can either expand your business through joint ventures, you can expand your business through partnership, you can also expand your business through debt financing or equity financing. And for us, we thought, wow, we can be able to expand our business through joint ventures. And we did a JV with a certain person, you know, and the JV did not go on well. And the partner decided to be wiser, you know, and picked customers' money, Optiven customers' money. As we were picking money for the lands, was picking money for greenhouses and closed shop.
Oh,
you know, once she closed shop, we were left with the customer saying, I did this because I knew Optiven. So, and you are left with a huge liability. Customer saying, oh, I did this because I saw Optiven logo. And over COVID, we made a decision to pay all these 500 customers only for who refused to be paid. 99% with 99, we paid them over COVID. And we had no money because it was a lot of money. We went to the financial institutions, borrowed working capital, and paid every single customer who had paid the partner. Remember, money never came to Optiven. And then when we did it, we are still paying, but then we are still paying the loan. When we did it, I said, wait a minute, are there things that George did that maybe I can share with the people out there so that they don't do the same mistake that George Wachiuri did? And every time I was so stressed and depressed by this joint venture, I was writing. You know, sometimes you are so depressed and you are writing. And I wrote a manual, a huge manual. Actually, the book is right here. You know, somewhere right here. I did a huge manual, big manual. And the whole story was in a manual right here. You know, when things are not working, you write. And after writing those manual, when things cooled down, I said, wow, I can produce a book to be a mentor to people who do joint ventures. And I'm a very open person. I discussed the mistakes that we did, the things that we overlooked, what we did wrong, how we overtrusted people, you know, and the story is here. You read this book, and before you sign a partnership or a joint venture, you think twice. They say experience is very painful. As we went through the experience that was painful, we are still paying for it. But I do not want anybody I mentor or anybody I know to experience that experience. That's why this book is a very good read for mentorship. It's brand new. We are launching it on 28th of this month. We are going to be in Serena, and we are charging tickets. 10,000 for a ticket. You get 5-course dinner and also get a copy of the book. You network. Our speakers includes the Vice Chancellor of Nairobi University, Professor Keyama. We have Dr. Wale Akinyemi. We have Dr. Carol, and we have Professor Ruth and other guests that are coming to speak to us. And if you are listening to me, quickly call 0790-300, book your ticket. We are going to be right there in Serena to launch this wonderful book, Anthony.
Oh. This is quite an inspiring time that we are having here, and we really appreciate you for this that you have shared with us here. And as we are going, we also want to appreciate every person who's watching. Thank you very much. Experience is our teacher if we stay humble. Yes, says Clear Ashmore. All those comments that have come, we really appreciate. And please remember to share this with all your friends. Let them be inspired as you've been inspired today by George Wachiuri as we keep going. And remember to go to the book launch. If you're in Kenya, oh, some of us could even fly there to attend the book launch. Yeah, because of this inspiration that comes direct from the source. It's not stories you're hearing about George. No, it's a history that you're getting to gather from George in form of books. And books are important. We encourage you to read. We encourage each and every one of you to read. And people are asking, hey, how can I get the book, please? Or maybe all the other books, maybe. Naomi Favor is asking, how can I get the book, please? Please tell us, George. Remind us, rather, because you've mentioned briefly, remind us how we can get the books.
Wow, they just send us a WhatsApp. Just do a WhatsApp on 0790 300 300. It's an AI app, and we'll be able to get back to you. Those who are away, +254 790 300 300. Or you can drop an email, george@optiven.co.ke. Or if you are away out of the country, you can find it on Amazon. I'll ask my team to share the link. If you Google George Wachiuri books, you find all these books on Amazon, and they can be delivered by Amazon right to your house or to your office. And they are amazing books. Remember, when you buy these books, your name changes. You become Anthony Moirore, philanthropist, because the entire money goes to support the less fortunate. The entire money goes to people with cerebral palsy. The George Wachiuri does not eat a single coin. The money goes to the foundation. And we even have a pay bill, those who are in Kenya. And I can tell you, if you want to see the work these books have done, just Google www.optivenfoundation.org. You will be amazed, you'll be surprised to see how these money from books are doing exploits. Of course, Optiven also give 5% to the foundation, and this foundation is transforming thousands and thousands of lives across this nation, this beautiful nation, Kenya. Anthony.
Wow. So once again, that's www.optivenfoundation.org. Go and see what these books are doing and what you are going to be doing once you support those books and the works that they do. And we can't thank you enough, George, for being with us here today and sharing all that you have shared with us today. Is quite a wonderful experience having you here. And because we are from Kenya, let's switch a bit to our language. Umesalimiwa na Njoroge wa Malimali.
Aya, Njoroge ni rafiki yangu, asante sana Njoroge. Na umepotea sana, hata salamu na simu uko nayo hamna, Njoroge.
That's wonderful. Okay, so Faith is looking forward to the launch. She's gonna be there, and
Wow.
Every other person who's watching this, please be there on the launch, and yeah, let's have a great launch and let's become great philanthropists.
Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Faith. Karibu sana. I'm sure Nagirari will give you a call. You can share your number there, or you can just send the same number, 0790 say, I'm interested to come, and then my team will call you to ensure that you have a ticket.
Do you have a personal website?
Yes, I have a very, very vibrant website. I use it for mentorship. You know, today I'm one of the biggest mentors in this country. I mentor business people. I mentor the youth. And I'm also a church elder, so I also speak to churches. So my page is www.georgewachiuri.com. www.georgewachiuri.com. I'm a blogger. I blog twice a week. I'm a blogger. I'm also on YouTube, George Wachiuri, Wachiuri. I do a lot of mentorship. If you Google George Wachiuri School of Mentorship, you find a lot of lessons. Before this show, I was there for 1 hour, and we are talking on how to attract money in your business. Man, if you listen to that one and your business is struggling, I have a formula that I shared earlier before this show. You can go there and have a look. Wow, amazing, amazing. Oh, wow, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing the pay bill number. Yeah, that one goes directly to the foundation, and that money will do exploit. The money will do exploit. And if you want to follow me on my YouTube, on my Facebook, it's George Wachiuri page. You can follow me. I am very social online, and I do a lot of mentorship online, and not only online, even physical. We have a huge graduation later this year for George Wachiuri mentees. They are graduating next month, and I'm now doing cohort 4. So be registering for cohort 5. So if you want to join, regardless on where you are, I do it online on Zoom. You can be able to join George Wachiuri School of Mentorship. Remember, my vision is to create 1 million millionaires. It is possible and doable. That's my legacy.
Oh, yeah, it is possible. Everything is possible. And for we who are seeing your optimism, and also your energy, your great energy, we desire to have that such kind of energy. And we thank God for this opportunity that you have been given to come and share this with us.
Thank you, Anthony. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, so we are coming to the end of this episode. But before we go, at Book Talk, we always ask someone to leave us with a few words, just few words that we should always remember. Which are they?
Well, wow, thank you, Anthony, and you're doing an amazing job. I can't wait to come to Athens and greet you. You know, I'm coming. And I want to leave all our people who are watching us with this important thing, that we must take care of 3 M's in our life. Yani 3 M's, M tattoo. One of the M is our mind, our mind. We must be able to control the way we think, the way we fashion things, because the mind is the engine. And once you control your mind, definitely all the other systems will run. Another M to control is our mentality. You know, I talked about abundance mentality. Never ever agree to subscribe to scarcity mentality. Abundance mentality means there is enough resources for everyone. Mentality is key. And definitely, we talk about mentality, I always advocate have what I call PMA, positive mental attitude. Whatever you do, wake up in the morning and say, today is a good morning. Today I'm going to conquer. Today I'm going to sell. Today I'm going to succeed. PMA, positive mental attitude. The third M is our moods. Our moods. Please forget about that face that you are annoyed. You are annoyed about what? Life is about happiness. Change your mood. Don't wait for your friends to change you. It is you to change your mood. Have a mood that attracts people. They say people who are always annoyed, they die early. People with happy moods, they live longer. Why should you tire your muscles with a bad mood? We can change. Let's take care of our 3 M's. Amen.
Wow. We take care of our 3 M's. And we really thank you once again for you being here on this show. We really appreciate you taking your time.
Thank you, Anthony, and keep up the good work. And all the viewers, all the listeners, we value you and welcome to Optiven family, the family of transformation, and God bless you.
Yes. This has been Book Talk at Book Place, and I have been your host, Anthony Moirore. And together with my guest today, George Wachiuri, we are telling you to remember the 3 M's. And as for now, bye until next time. Thank you, everyone.
God bless. God bless. God bless.
Bye. Bye. God bless.
Amen.